Hi guys, today I'll be ranking bees on how good they are in their specific category. So like, the best rare bee. The best rare bee goes in the highest tier, and the worst rare bee goes in the lowest tier, even though they might not be the best bee in the game. Brave bee, obviously, even though it might be the best rare bee, you don't know that yet. It's obviously not the best bee in the game, but it still goes in the highest tier. And these are not the rankings that will happen. I'm a level 20 red hive, so you guys should trust me. My opinions are factual. And let's get into this. Baby bee, it's not the worst bee. It's not the best bee in its category. Or is it? Because in the legendary tier, you don't have that many good bees. But I wouldn't say baby bee is the best bee due to its only real use being baby love. And while that's a really good use, its other stats are kind of mid. I'll say this is definitely a good B in the legendary category, so it definitely goes into good. It's definitely a good B. Basic B, best in the category, not a not a hard take. It's the only B in this category. It's also the worst one, but I'll say it goes here because of its gifted high bonus being OP. It's not going to go in the worst tier, even though its stats are kind of ass. Bear bee. It's a good event bee, but it's not the best one considering how event bees are insanely competitive. Like, it's a really hard task to be better than digital bee. So therefore, I'll put us in good. And there's no spoilers. Digital bee is definitely not the best bee in the game. It's good. It's better than baby bee, I would say. Bubble bee. This is a good bee for blue hives. It's an epic bee, and I don't think its only real use is in blue hives. So I'll put it in decent because it's not bad, but it only really has one use, so it's not really a good all around bee. Buckle bee. This is actually a really good bee for blue hives. It can also run the toy drum bee quip. This one. And this bee quip, this one. This bee quip can have the stat bee ability pollen, as you can see, and it's really good. It also gives haste, but I don't know if blue hives run it. It's just a minor thought. It doesn't really affect ranking, but it's really good for blue hives. I would say it's about the same as bubble bee. You don't really see it in use in any other hives. Bomber bee. This bee gives you bomb pollen as a hive bonus. Its ability is kind of mid. I'll have to say buzz bomb, normal one, kind of mid. But white hives do use it to boost their gummy star, but that's basically the only use they have for it, and it's not even that great. It's only because of the gummy star passive that it's even used. So I think I'll put it in. I think I'll put it in bad. In the context of rare bees, most of these bees here are bad. But when you think about it, this bee is just not really that useful. So I'll actually put it in decent, but it's in the lower level of decent because of its use for gummy star. Brave bee, it's used in attack hives and some early red hives. It's not really used in later red hives due to the fact that you don't really boost your precises that much when it's over 50 attack. It does help precise bee collect more pollen, but when you get towards a certain amount of attack, it's not really useful. It's used in attack hives, so I would say this is actually a good bee in its category. It's used in red hives and attack hives. So yeah, Bumblebee. It gives you that capacity boost. As you can see here, it gives you this capacity boost, which is good. It also gives blue bomb, which is useful for blue hives. So it's definitely a good all-around bee. I'm not really using it in any other category. Buoyant bee. This bee is certainly not the best mythic bee, I'll have to say it. But it's very good all around. I'll say it goes above baby bee. Why it's not the best mythic, it's really only needed necessary in red hives and blue hives. Red hives don't necessarily need it. They use it for the kazoo bee quip, which gives melody. and for the capacity if they overfill. But like if you're a late game red hive, you won't really overfill, so it's not really necessary. You can like replace it for balloons before you boost. You don't need to do it. You know, you don't need to have it in your hive, but it's useful for the bee quip, so I'll still put it in good because it's seen use in red hives. It's amazing for blue hives. Carpenter bee. This is one of the best legendary bees actually, but and it's like it's used for red and white types. White only has one of them, but it's still good with these abilities. It's for their gummy star. Red uses it for the honey mark. It's a really good legendary bee. I wouldn't say it's better than baby bee. It has some better stats and some more abilities, but baby bee like takes the advantage overall. It's still a good bee. So therefore, I will put that bee in good, slightly below baby bee. Then we have, actually I'll move brave bee down a tier because it doesn't really deserve to be with these bees. Cobalt bee is the worst in its category. You gotta accept it. Event bees are really tough to compete with, and Cobalt bee, the blue pollen instant conversion is not helping blue hives. It's not at all. But like blue late game hives do not need this buff. The abilities are decent for like early game, but that's not the focus of this video. So Cobalt bee goes worse in the category. Commander bee, it's good for it's good for red hives and attack hives. White hives might use it for the gummy star. I don't know. It can hold the bee quip whistle, which is decent. It can give super crit power, but like it's not really that much of a deal breaker. I'll put it in decent. It's pretty good. I'd say it goes above brave beam, definitely. Cool bee. It's like one of those bees which it's just good for one color again, so I'll put it in decent. Crimson bee, it's better than Cobalt bee, but like it's kind of mid. It can hold the toy horn though, so can Cobalt bee, and it's kind of useful for red. Therefore, I'll put it like in the lower end of decent. But it's like it's not super optimal. You can see though that I have made a bit of as like some changes on its ability. So this also gives red pollen, but honestly, it's not that good. It's mostly just used for the bee quip, the toy horn. So it goes in here. It's better than these bees when you consider red, but blue hives are more popular, so I'll still put it below it. Diamond bee. Diamond bee is a good bee for blue hives. That's all I'll say. It's like it's basically the same as these bees over here, but like I'll say, it's slightly worse because I mean, it has good convert rate stats, so it might be useful for beginner hives, but other than that, it's only really used in blue, and it doesn't really give a capacity boost. It's just for converting. So yeah. Demo bee, it's only used in white. Actually, I'll put these bees in bad. They don't deserve to be up there. This has better abilities than Bomber bee, though. It's only really used in white to boost their gummy star. Demon bee is the worst legendary bee, easily. Look at this shit. It's absolute trash. This gifted high bonus doesn't do shit for red. It doesn't do shit for any other hive color either. And this fucking red bomb plus combo, it's useless. Maybe somewhat decent for early game hives, but like still, it's useless. Absolutely horrible. Worst legendary bee. It's even worse than like most of the rare bees. So yeah, goes worst bee. Digital bee is the best event bee. There is no question. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Like 25% ability rate, 15 plus attack. It's good as an attack bee. Look at how much gather it has. And this boosts its fucking smiley token, which gives a shit ton of honey. Like for white and red hives, it gives a shit ton of honey. Also the duplicated ability tokens that give like 2.5 times extra pollen from just the tokens, and they also have instant conversion, meaning you don't even overfill from them. It's extremely good bee when you have a lot of drives. The only downside is it takes a long time to get a good digital bee. This is not even that good. So it's still the best bee in the game. Best event bee, best bee in the game easily. Exhausted bee, it's better than these. It can be used for gummy star boost, and also it can have some use in blue hives, I think, to slightly boost their capacity. I don't know. I didn't do the math, but I think it's like it could be used for blue hives due to the token link and the small capacity boost from the gifted high bonus. Festive bee, this is a good bee. The festive wreath bee equip is really good. If you don't have it, it's not that good if you don't have the bee equip, but it gives a honey mark. So it's like useful for white and red hives, just for the abilities you can have. The festive gift is also a nice added bonus, but like that's not the main purpose. It's the honey mark and this bee equip. That really like helps it. So just for that, I think it goes in good. It's like on the slightly lower end though. It's just used for the abilities, maybe a bit higher than baby. Fire bee is trash. I don't know exactly if it's the worst epic bee. Let me double check that. I actually think it's the worst epic bee. This bee has no use in red hives at all, even though you might think this is a high buff. Red doesn't get that much honey from flames. You mostly get honey from precise bees and digital bees smiley tokens and vector bees triangulate abilities. You don't really get that much from flames. It's just to build your scorching star. So fire bee is definitely the worst in its category, but it's better than demon bee. Why is it better than demon bee? Because its hive bonus is like on a slightly better level. And it doesn't have a useless red bomb ability, so it actually makes more from its red bomb plus. So it's like slightly better, not good at all. Frosty bee, this is a really good bee. Though blue bombs have been nerfed, so it's like not as useful. It's good for beginner hives, but I don't know if it's seen as much use anymore. It's still a pretty good beginner level bee, so I'll still put it in decent, but not as good anymore for blue hives. I'll say Fuzzy Bee is actually the best mythic bee. And hear me out. That's because every hive color needs it when they boost. Even blue, when they macro, uses a Fuzzy Bee. Like they sometimes require you to have Fuzzy Bee to join their macro servers. And it can boost the field up to like 100% extra pollen that you get. And the flowers regenerate faster. It's just good for you, especially if you have precise bee. These fuckers, like, their abilities destroy the flowers in a swoop. So if you have fuzzy bee, you'll get way more out of your high attack precise bees. So fuzzy bee is definitely the best bee in this category. It's like the other mythic bee is only really used for 2 different hive colors at most. Spicy bee is a bit debatable, but yeah, it's the best mythic bee. Gummy bee, it's really good for white hives. Could be used in red hives, but it's like the top of decent. It's also used in robo challenge hives, but it's not really used in overall attack hives. It's a decent bee. Its hive bonus is decent. It's like on par with commander. So I'll say you can have it in red hives. It's not required. It is required in white hives. That I'll say. So it goes like on top of the decent category. It's not as good as these bees though. It's not as it doesn't have as much utility. Hasty bee. Hasty bee is good depending on who you are. So like, I'll say this is more of a quality of life bee than a good bee for collecting pollen. It can go in the lower levels of, or actually, I think it's quite useful for macros. Maybe it could go in good, because it's actually a good rare bee. I wouldn't say it's the best one, because it doesn't really aid you in collecting pollen. But it's like a quality of life bee. I have it. And it's useful if you're doing robo, you're doing attack, you want to dodge stuff, you want to do ant challenge, whatever you want to do. It's just a good bee. A honeybee, only really used for white hives, but it does a really good job in white hives, so I'll put it at the top of decent. Why does it do a good job for white hives? It simultaneously boosts the gummy star while giving you a shit ton of honey from tokens. So, really good bee. Also gives a honey mark on top of that. This bee, lion bee, it's actually pretty bad. They did buff its gifted bee pollen, so it's not on as bad as demon bee. I actually have it in my hive due to the fact that it can hold a toy horn, which gives you extra bee ability pollen. But like, it's not an amazing bee. I think white hives run it due to gummy star boost and the hive bonus being pretty good. Red hives can also run it, so I'll put it at the top of decent. Looker bee, like this bee, you could argue that it is the best rare bee, but it's like never used in any hive except for a white hive. I think it can have some use in attack hives due to the critical power, but in reality, after you do the math, this critical power buff doesn't really help you that much. It's like a 5% increase, even though it says 25%. It's like a 1.05 times increase due to the fact that you get critical power from a lot of other sources like Supreme Star Amulet. No, you don't get it from Supreme Star Amulet. I mean, what is it called? Anti-Amulet, you get it from some other stuff like your guards. Yeah, 100% crit power. This like models the stats, so it's gonna be slightly worse. This makes the overall buff give you like 5% increase, but it has a focus token, and it's like overall it's a good rare bee. It's not really specifically color niche. So even though some people might say it's bad, I'll put it in good. And for rare bees overall, I think I have to come to a conclusion that either Hasty Bee or Brave Bee is the best one. But Brave Bee doesn't really see usage in late red hives. It does have some good stats due to its ability to use toy jumps. So actually, I think I'll change my mind. Even though it's decent overall, I think I'll put it in the best fits category. And like, it's decent for pollen. It's not as hasty bee as quality of life bee, but it's while it works as a quality of life. It's not a good bee. Don't get me wrong. It's not a good bee. It's like in the worst levels of decent, but it does help white get a bit more pollen, and it's used in attack hive, so I'll put it at the higher end of decent. Music bee, I'll say this is the best legendary bee. This is the best legendary bee because of the fact that while just because of the fact of its abilities, right? Its gifted hive bonus is fine. 25% bee gather pollen. It helps your digital bee get more, so it's kind of directly buffs digital bee. But also it has some amazing abilities. It's like baby bee, but it has some other usages as well. So it's like an upgraded baby bee. Its melody is extremely good. It's slightly worse than baby love as an ability, but it's like it's a necessary ability to have in your hive. Red hives can run it. I'm not running it at the moment. If you want to, you could change buoyant bee for it, and like change some bees back to buoyant bee so you can get a balloon blessing before you boost. It's definitely used in blue hives. They have like 4 of them, and it's used in white hives, at least 1, to get the hive bonus and stuff. So this is the best legendary bee. And baby bee also has a replacement with tadpoles, which I have in my hive. I don't run a baby bee, but music bee cannot be replaced basically unless you have these bee quips. So, and the bee quips are good. They are a good replacement. But if you want the hive bonus, you're gonna have to have a music bee in your hive. So it's basically used in every hive color. Red, it's optional, but in every other hive color it's used. So it's the best legendary bee, no question. Ninja bee is bad. It gives haste and blue bomb plus, but its gifted hive bonus is not that good. Photon bee, as an event bee, it's kind of lackluster. It gives you instant conversion. Blue hives do not use it. Red hives, it's optional. I think white hives. I don't know if white hives use it actually. I'll just put it at the lower end of decent. Precise bee is a good bee. While while it's used in red and white, you could have it in blue. Blue too, if you're boosting, but that's basically it. No question. Everybody knows white's good. It's super crit chance boosting stats are extremely helpful. Super crits give you a shit ton of honey, and you can instantly convert if you're if you're a like beginner level hive, and it's extremely useful for attack. So it's like overall one of the best bees in the game, but it's not better than Fuzzy Bee overall, I would say, due to how blue hives it's optional. And Puppy Bee, it's one of the worst event bees. It's not the worst one, but it's basically only uses for the hive bonus of 20% treat, like discounts, 20% more bond from treats. That's its only use, except if you have a really good Puppy Antler bee equip. Rad Bee is like the same as Cool Bee, but for red hives. Rage Bee, actually I'll put Rad Bee a bit higher than Cool Bee due to it helping your Scorching Star, that's it. Rage Bee, it's like Brave Bee, but it gives you token link and rage too. It's not a good bee. Oh, like it is for attack hives and the low and beginner red hives, but white hives don't even use it. So I think I'll put it at somewhere around where I had Brave Bee before. Rascal Bee is an extremely bad rare bee. I think it might be the worst one. If you like stubborn, can have some use. Rascal Bee is the worst rare bee overall, I would say. It gives you a hive bonus of this useless stat, red bomb pollen. It's not even good for red hives. Red hives don't gain honey at all from red bombs, so it's the worst bee in the game, I would say. Worst bee in the game, definitely. Definitely the worst rare bee, at least. Riley Bee, I think it's better than Bucko Bee due to how, or like not really. It's on the same level. You can use Toy Drum on it as a red hive. Sometimes the pro red hives use 2 Riley Bees just for an extra Toy Drum if they're rich and have another one. It also gives a red boost, that's why. So it boosts your Scorch while you can hold the Toy Drum for haste and gives you a capacity boost. So it does 3 things for a red hive. Meanwhile, Bucko Bee only really gives the capacity for a blue hive. So I'll say like this is more uses for red hive than this is for a blue hive, but overall it's about the same level. It's not useful at all if you're not red. Shock Bee, it has some good abilities, and it's used in Robo Challenge hives. It has Token Link and Haste, so I'll put it above Riley Bee and Bucko Bee for that, but it's not really too good. Shy Bee is one of the better legendaries. I'll put it in good, because if you look at its gifted hive bonus, the 5% bee ability pollen, it doesn't really help blue, but you could run it in like early white or red hives. It does. I don't think white hives run it actually due to the fact that it's not a colorless bee. But if it was colorless, white would probably run it. The abilities are good. The passive is, I mean, it's used for some niche leaderboard people who really want the gifted diamond or whatever that gives. And it's just a well-rounded bee. It's not like an extremely useful bee for colors other than red, but it's still one of the best legendary bees, so I'll put it in good. Spicy Bee, I think this is the worst mythic bee. This is the worst mythic bee. Why? Why is it the worst mythic bee? You might ask. You can compare it to Tadpole. It has a similar amount of uses, but its only real uses for red hives and attack hives. Tadpole Bee has some use in red hives and blue hives, and attack hives don't really help you collect pollen, and that's why. So, unlike for Spice, it's only going in. It's the worst bee in this category, but it's still on par with these bees up here. It's just the worst mythic bee, and there's some extreme competition there. It's definitely better than all of these. It's definitely better than all of these. It's definitely better than all of these. But yeah, unlucky you have to be down here. Stubborn B. I'll say it's like hasty B, but it's just worse overall. I don't think any hives use it except for white maybe, so I'll put it at the lower end of decent. Actually, maybe blue hives do use it. Maybe I should put it at the same level as hasty. Tabby B. This bee is extremely good. It's not like on par with these bees, but I'll put it above Festive Bee actually. It's good for red and white hives. It definitely is good for blue hives too. With a 50% critical power, that amounts to an actual 10% buff, which is like it's useful to have in your hive just for the hive bonus. But then, other than the hive bonus, it gives you Tabby Love, the 1% crit chance and crit power and 25% crit power extra, and it's just worth it just for that. So it gives an all-around 15 or like a 12% increase to your pollen total. Even though its abilities are kind of bad for late game players. Therefore, yeah, all hive colors use it, so I'll put it above Festive. Tadpole Bee. This is the second worst Mythic Bee overall, I'd say, but it's useful in red and blue hives. Red hives for the blue boost combined with the baby love. If you don't have the ability to get them gifted, just run baby bees instead, but as a red hive at least. But if you're blue, they're absolutely necessary. The blue boost builds your Scorch, and for blue hives, bubbles are your main pollen source. So this is definitely one of the best bees in the game, but it's the second worst Mythic Bee. It goes in here above these bees. Vector Bee goes like slightly below here. Its use is for red and white hives to make honey. That's the use of it. It's extremely good for that. You can have insane multipliers with the 50% extra you get from every mark in the triangulate. The mark surge, especially if you red, helps precise marks last for much longer. So gifted Vector Bees are amazing for that. They can collect a shit ton of pollen. They can boost your marks overall. So this is just an extremely good bee. Vicious Bee. It's not good for making. It's not good for making a pollen or honey in general, especially after the blue bomb nerf. But it's still useful for blue hives to get somewhere in Robo Challenge and for attack hives as well. It's like top tier bad. It's a purely attack bee. It does its job great, but for making honey, it's just not worth it. Windy Bee is a good bee. White boost especially for white hives. Blue hive macros can use it. Even red hives can use it, even though most people don't. I just have it in there for easier robo challenges. And it doesn't really set you back in boosting that much. It gives you a white boost, which boosts your Scorching Star. And while the Tornado ability might be annoying, it's fine to deal with if you have a Haste Bee in your hive. You can also put this Rose Headband on it, which gives Red Food capacity and Rose Pollen. As well as the Hive bonus, which essentially gives you around a 10% pollen increase. So while you do gotta remove 2 hive slots for the Hasty Bee and the Windy Bee, it's still worth it in some cases for some red hives. So that's why I have it there, and it is necessary in white, which is a white boost. It is necessary in blue. Therefore, actually, it's one of the best legendaries. I'll put it up here. And there we have it. This is a final tier list. You cannot question me on this because this is an objective tier list. There is nothing to be said about this. Fuck off. Goodbye.